Welcome back, you dirty little chimps. We got the F150 on the lift, and we're gonna do a few things, prep it up for the Coyote that we have for it. For you guys who don't know, we're gonna do Coyote Mustang GT, Gen 3, Coyote with the 10R80. We gotta take off this gas tank and that gas tank, and we need to take out the spare. I don't know where the key is for this lock. Wouldn't even begin to tell you where or who put that on. Previous owner of some sort. Anyways, you need to take the rear spare tire out. So we're gonna do that. Chop this lock off and go from there. Got one fuel tank off. It was a little more challenging than I thought. I just cut these wires because I couldn't take these off, and then I just used an angle grinder to use this. Yes, you shouldn't use an angle grinder with fuel lines, but this car has probably been sitting for more than 2 to 3 years. Anyways, front one is off. Now we just got to work on the rear. We need to clean up all these lines over here, and then I'll show you the new fuel tank very soon. But yeah, we got a big old fuel tank that'll probably come all the way down to about here. So that's it's like a 36-gallon fuel tank. I think it was a Bronco fuel tank, for anyone wondering. But yeah, so we're gonna take off all the remaining lines and continue on. That we got all this room for activity, we can put the new fuel tank. I think I'm gonna do it last though. That's probably one of the last things I'm gonna do, just because I want to know how long I want the lines, know what wiring I'm doing. But yeah, all the old stuff is ready to come out, and yeah, so we're just cleaning it up for now, getting it all prepared for the Coyote. Well, for our next trick, we're gonna clean up some hoses over here that we don't need, and wiring. But yeah, just got off work. It's the next day, by the way. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of a lot of things we don't need here. This stuff. Yep, all this stuff needs to go. Fix the trash can. All going in the bin because we're going to AN lines. That's another reason. AN lines are way better than these, at least in my opinion. I don't know if I'll go straight through just to make it easier to replace in case there was a break in anything. But I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me decide in the comments. All this stuff is all trash. According to a lot of people, the factory gear selector should work as well with the 10R80. I think you just need to modify the mounting point, but it should work with what we're trying to do. Today's the day. Not just any day, but we're gonna unbox the wiring we got back from Lethal Performance, from Nate the Great. And I am so excited. Let's see what we got here. Some instructions. This is my ECU / TCM, ECM, TCM, whatever you guys want to call it. This is the wiring for something. Couldn't tell you what it is. Sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand. Kind of looks crazy. I'm sure it's labeled here somewhere. Fuse box. It's gonna get all cleaned up in a second. I'm gonna lay it out for you guys. I am so hyped. You have no idea. That might be to get the OEM gauges to work. Pretty sure. Bunch of spare relays and fuses and whatnot. And this is the engine harness. So I'm gonna lay it out for you guys in a second, just to show you everything. And I am so hyped. It came out so clean. Oh my God, just wait. So here it is all laid out. He shortened basically everything that was in the original fuse box, and it's gonna work for the Coyote on the F150 OBS. So it doesn't have any of that extra nonsense that normal S550 would have. That's also, I showed you earlier, but ECU right there. This one is probably for the gauge harness. This is the gauge harness, I think, to make all the gauges work. Fuse box, 12 volt stuff, whatever. And can't remember exactly what these one and this one goes to. Probably transmission, I want to say. Probably transmission controller. And then, yeah. Then I still have the engine harness, Coyote harness. But yeah, it's been perfect timing because chimp number 2 is coming over here tomorrow to help me put the motor and transmission in. So we'll have kind of a long day tomorrow. This is what she looks like, and she's getting that Gen 3 Coyote with a 10R80. It's gonna sit a lot lower than that and that, but I'm so hyped. I can't even express my happiness right now. We also have a Volvo power steering pump that we're gonna connect to this power steering right here. So this guy, we need to find some places to mount it up over there or over there. Quick little oil cooler delete.
All right, you grimy monkeys, listen here. It's time to put the Coyote in the OBS. You guys think we're just some Honda guys doing some Joe Schmo shit that everybody else has done? Who do you know has a Coyote in their OBS? Don't answer that because you've probably seen one. But we're about to do it here in the old Chimp's garage, and you guys aren't ready for this. I know I'm not, all right? There's gonna be a lot of back and forth, and hopefully everything lines up, which probably won't, but we'll make it happen, trust me. We always have, we always will. And it ain't the first time we put a Coyote in something that's not supposed to be in there. So, if we can do it once, we can possibly do it twice. But here's the engine with the 10R80 on it. We got the, I don't know what the kit's called, but whatever for the OBS.
Fat Fender Garage.
Fat Fender. Shout out to Fat Fender.
All mounted up.
And then you got the Fat Fender little Johnny boys to line up in there. So just spend yourself a couple $1,000 getting some guy welding up the subframe, and then a couple $1,000, you know, we'll have them mock up the freaking Johnny boys. So we're gonna get this up, slide it in there, and bolt it in. And who knows? We might just even start it up first try. No, that ain't happening, but we will get it in there. So stay tuned for that. And we're excited. It's going to happen very soon here. All right. Yeah. So the engine transits back out, as you can see. A couple of spots, couple of things. Gave this a little bit of a little hammer job there for the driver's side. Just a little bit, no big deal. That should be good to go now. That dented in pretty good, so no problem there. The main thing is the framage. So with the stock headers for the Mustang GT, the Gen 1 and Gen 2 headers, they hit right here where we have it lined out. So we got to figure out what we're going to do about that. There is a set of headers. Almost died. But there is a set of headers that is a OBS Coyote swap set that does not require you to cut the frame. But they're also very expensive, and I don't even want to mention the prices that high. So you're talking into the 4 figures. So we said no to that. That's not even close to an option.
Especially in Chimp's Garage fashion, you know.
Yeah,
So.
no, it's definitely not happening. So we got to figure out what to do with the frame. We're gonna call up old Wyatt and see what he has to say about it. But as of right now, we're going to sleep on it, see what we want to do about it. Regardless, it has to be cut to use these headers and to use a lot of other headers. So it needs to be cut. We need to figure out what we can do to reinforce it, or if that's even a necessity or not. You know, I don't know. So we're going to leave it there, and we'll sleep on it, come back in the morning, and see what we want to do. So stay tuned. I guarantee you this will be in there, bolted in. All right, you chimps, we're back for another day. Good day, nice weather. And speaking of something nice, the Coyote. Coyote's in. It's mounted, it's bolted up, hand tight with the motor mounts. As you can see, there's a lot to talk about here. A lot of stuff that happened. We got the motor mount in. The trans, we'll talk about that later. We had to get different headers. So if you're trying to put a Coyote inside of a OBS truck, using this kit at least, the Gen 1, Gen 2 headers will require you to notch out the frame, the top part of it. It's like C-channel, the frame, and you had to cut about 6 inches out of it. We didn't really like that idea too much for the structural integrity, so we did a lot of research on some forums, and guys are using the F150 Coyote headers. We don't like the headers as much, but for NA power, we're not going to worry about it too much. And maybe if we do something else down the line and start modifying it, we can get long tubes, maybe notch the frame and reinforce it, and, you know, do the steps we need to for that. But for now, we got the F150 headers on there. They ain't pretty, but they're on and they'll work. The only thing with these headers is you don't do anything with the frame, but you got to massage the firewall there to have it clear. So we took a big old mallet and massaged that a little bit. So now it clears, it's in. There's really not much more to say about this besides the AC. As you can see, the AC is not going to be easily serviced while it's in the car. So good thing we got a brand new pump for that compressor.
Gen 2.
Gen 2.
Because the Gen 3 has the variable speeds
variable nonsense computer
on the compressor.
So we ran the Gen 2. You can probably get Gen 1 as well, maybe.
Probably Gen 1 or Gen 2,
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
Probably one of those two. Put that on there. The belt, let me tell you, that is beyond a nightmare to get on. Listen, as far as us getting it on there, you guys can figure out how to get it on there if you're doing this swap. You can probably figure out how to do it.
It's a stretch belt.
Stretch belt, but the stretch is quite
stretchy.
Quite taut, I'll tell you that. So that's very difficult to get on. Now down to the trans. In true chimp fashion, we got trans fluid all over the floor, which is nothing new with this truck if you're an OG. But this time we made a mistake, and let's just say we're gonna have to get a new plastic trans pan. So the fluid's on the floor.
As we know.
As far as we know, I mean, it's the trans fluid's all over the floor. If you're going to jack it up, leave that rear mount from the factory on there and jack it up from that rear mount. And we made the mistake of not doing that. So there's a pro tip for you. Jack it up from the mount, not the pan. So we'll check that out. But now we got to clean this up and check out this Stifler's rear trans mount that we have and see if we have to drill holes for that, where it needs to be located, the angle, that kind of stuff. So that's going to be a little bit more involved than the engine, in my opinion, because you want a good angle for that drive shaft. So we will check that out and we'll let you know what we find there. But as of now, the engine's in, it's bolted, the cherry picker is not, you know, holding it up. This ain't no, you know, this ain't no joke. It's in there, so. And you got a lot of room. I mean, look at the back.
Yeah,
You got
more room than I thought.
Tons of room in the back. Do whatever you want. Look at how much height you have on it.
And that's,
You know?
who knows what's in store for,
You know, maybe a
for
little
that height.
a little wink, wink at that. No time soon. But, yeah, it fits in there well. It fits very far back. I mean, you can see it's, you know, almost mid-engine, you know. Would you say that? Mid-engine?
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't no scientist, but...
And you may ask yourself, oh, why is the intake manifold not on there? Well, we're doing the, I think they're called IRC or something. IRC deletes.
These little nuts.
So these guys, they control the intake manifold to open and close. You want to press that for me or hold it up for me? So where is it? There.
Yeah, you see there.
So it opens and closes the intake manifold. I'm assuming for either what?
I'm gonna guess fuel economy.
Fuel economy or just who knows?
Who knows? It's garbage.
Start.
Get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
There's a kit, super cheap. They just mount on there and they keep this flap open.
Keep that open or closed, whatever.
Yeah.
Keep it open.
Get rid of that junk.
And then, yeah, that's basically it. We didn't try the oil filter. We're going to have to relocate it or get a shorter filter. I'm probably just going to get a sandwich plate to relocate it up top over here and make it a lot easier to replace. I've seen it done before. Just get a sandwich plate, get some lines, and throw it on right here. That way you could just unscrew it and call it a day. But yeah, we got the wiring as I showed you guys earlier. But now it's the fun part. So start mounting things up, get running some fuel lines. Still got to test out the fuel tank that we got, and yeah. So
Let's just say there's still a lot more to do. This is just the first step. We need to focus on getting that trans mounted as well and fixing it. So after we get that all sorted, we'll be able to worry about all the other stuff to get it to run. But right now, you know, we got that to worry about.
Yeah, one more thing is we also got like the Volvo power steering pump. So the lines just go into here, and I'm going to mount it somewhere over here or down here, which I've seen, to make the lines shorter for the Volvo power steering pump. Get it out the way and make it less noisy in the cab.
Yeah, but there's a lot of clearance there. I mean, look at that. If you know anything about engine swaps, especially with V8s, I mean, usually the steering shaft is quite an issue with getting stuff to work. So.
Oh, you got a Mustang right over there.
Yeah, let me tell you, the headers need some clearance to get that to work. So.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna continue. All right, we're under the truck. And let's just say we're not going to explain how to get the proper angle of this diff and the transmission because we don't really know what we're doing and we're just going off of word of mouth really. That a guy that we know, he might know him, guy that knows exactly what he's doing. He's telling us, kind of walking us through it. But listen, we have no clue what we're doing and we're just kind of hoping and praying this is the right angle. So we're not going to go through that. But what we are going to go through is the Stifler's mount. The Stifler's mount is on. It is bolted on there properly. It's bolted onto the trans. And what we did is we outlined the brackets to where we need to drill the holes to sandwich this bracket and the frame. And then we tried to get some spray paint in there to spray paint a marking for the hole that we need to go through the frame. So next step is we'll take all this off. We will drill through the frame to the best of our ability where we think we need to drill according to our markings and sandwich together and officially have the transmission bolted. But as far as we know, this is a proper angle. We do have a little bit of adjustment from stiflers here to go up and down, which is great because we'll probably need it. And after that, the engine and trans will be officially mounted into the OBS F150. So stay tuned for that. We're going to hopefully get this bolted up for the final time, and we'll get back to you as soon as that happens. All right, the hat's backwards. You know, we spent a few hours doing this. The hat's backwards, but it's all bolted up. It is sturdy. It's all in there, and the trans is free hanging on the stiflers mount. It's a nice kit. It really is. It's just, it's a little bit of a pain to, you know, with this kind of make your own, drill your own kind of deal. But as far as the fabrication of this, it's very nice, and it has nice bushings, and, you know, the whole thing bolts up really nice, all even. So the trans is set in place. We got a little bit of adjustment with these 3 bolts up and down, so that's good. Got to get a new pan, but other than that, the Coyote's in, the trans is in, and that's really a big step towards getting the thing running. I mean, if you know anything about engine swaps, this is a huge step, you know, to get an engine into a car that it doesn't belong in. I mean, it's a big leap forward for sure. The trans, I mean, plenty of room, pretty clearance, a lot of room for those cooling lines to run up over the top and out, and the harness to come in here. A lot of room here for exhaust on both sides, really. Tons of room. Run that shift cable, and then, you know, the exhaust is last, of course, but plenty of room to run it out the back however we decide to do it. So it looks good. Daniel, what do you think?
I like it. I mean, there's only one way to find out, and that's to just get it on the ground running.
Yeah, get it on there and see what it does. But it's in there. It is mounted. It ain't going nowhere. So we'll probably lower it down and take a look at kind of how it's all looking up in here. But I think we're set to kind of start looking at wiring, looking at fuel, all the little things like that. So I don't know if this is the end of the video, but if it is, thanks for hanging out. And I don't know if I should suggest doing a Coyote swap in this thing or not, but
Well, we have another one to do anyways.
well, that's kind of what I'm saying. I'm not giving up on mine, that's for sure. I'll do this 10 times over to get one myself, but I don't know if you guys want to go through this headache or not. I don't know if I can recommend it for another chimp. At least somebody without a lift. This is going to be quite difficult if you don't have a lift. Maybe stick with the SN95s if you don't have a lift. That can definitely be done without a lift.
Maybe stick to Texas Speed Lab Performance.
Maybe Texas Speed Lab, they can get you done. But anyways, we'll reconvene if we want to continue or not. We'll see. But thanks for watching.